And then you make a big stop against Baylor. Baylor! Oh!
Oh shit, they actually did it! They actually fucking did it! So if I'm a Cardinals fan, that franchise guy's gonna be so fucking happy about that. Oh my goodness! Shit! They actually did it, bro. I'm gonna be so happy, bro. He was a nine.
I called it.
No, we all called it. Did we?
No, hold on, Warren. I know I'm supposed to fucking hate it. I don't fucking hate it. I'm just gonna keep it real. I pity it. Okay?
Oh God. What?
Oh my god, bro. What the
Why? Detroit is on the clock.
Get the... Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, sir. Detroit is on the clock. Wow. And their pick is in. Wow.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
So, Chris, Dallas in a last-minute exchange decided to trade their pick off to the Detroit
What the fuck are you doing, Jerry? And could not lead the defense! You got me jumping! It'd be called cream pie smash.
Oh God, dude. I knew it.
So, West Virginia played about as good as my fucking hairline is right now. And you probably see my hairline, Bailey. It is bad. Okay?
God!
For the love of football.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's the Pigskin Mafia Podcast. I am your host, TJ Riddell. As I turn off the lighting on one side of the room, we got a fucking problem with a lot of things going on. First, it's my Dallas Cowboys. That's a major fucking issue that we got going on right now. I'm going to discuss every detail on what's going on in Dallas, on why we always find a way to lose to the Arizona Cardinals. And it took a lot of remembering games and going through and rewatching shit. And oh my God, it's been bad. It's been bad with Dallas. And then we look at the SEC officiating crew this past weekend. Probably the worst screw job I've ever seen in my entire life. Is the SEC officiating part of the mob? I don't fucking know. Maybe so. What's going on? Tito de Sinostra's podcast. Yeah. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We're going to recap last week's games. We're going to discuss a little bit about the college football playoff rankings that are going to come out here pretty soon, within the next 20 minutes or so. The first ever college football playoff rankings. Unfortunately, Hulu pissed me off to where they won't allow me to put the college football playoff rankings on the television that I have in my room right now. And not only that, I have the fucking TV for a reason. It's not just to watch fucking movies from fucking HBO Max. It's to sit there and watch college football games, NFL games, analyze these games, and give you the best information that I can for you guys. Apparently, Hulu has this thing that I pay over $90 a month for that I can't even have in my own fucking house until the month is expired, to where I can fucking change locations. I ran out of changing locations apparently. I don't remember changing locations except for 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's all that needs to be shown from me. That's it. And there's KT4 EQ7. What's going on? What's going on? And behind me is Billy, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Enhance my calm. This is me calm right now. There's no enhancing a calm towards Mr. TJ Riddell. I'm your host, TJ Riddell, if I haven't introduced myself at all. Back behind me is the Pigskin Mafia podcast mascot, Billy! As she is fired up, ready to go. She's ready to kick ass just like I am. But yeah, fucking Hulu, man. I can't watch the college football playoff rankings and react live the way I want to. So what I had to do is minimize OBS for a second. Billy's a girl, by the way. Billy's a girl, so don't be fucking weird. Alright. And we got a long show tonight. I am just about had it with Dallas. I've had it with the SEC officiating. I came in with a lot of attitude over the last weekend. I felt like the integrity of the football has been exposed in a negative light due to the SEC officiating. And I gotta tell you guys this real quick. It's been a very controversial weekend as far as SEC officiating. It's been the worst officiating that I have ever seen in my entire life. There has been nothing worse this weekend that really came out besides the Cowboys' fucking defense. What I need is a Cowboys Super Bowl in my lifetime. Erwin, let me just tell you something before we get into the SEC officiating. I was born January 29th, 1996. Do you know what year that is? That's the year that the Dallas Cowboys won their last Super Bowl, January 28th, 1996. Exactly 24 hours later, after kickoff, I was born. So, my rage is consumed because I want to see my team win a Super Bowl and not just claim that I saw my team win a Super Bowl. If you catch my drift, Erwin, you would understand if you were born the day after your team won a Super Bowl and they haven't won in 30 fucking years. You graduated in 91. That's cool. So you watched Montana and Aikman while I wouldn't even have fucking thought. So that's good. That's good to know. But yeah, I don't need no fucking Zen guard because I have no patience. I am a very impatient person, as you could tell, because I've waited 30 goddamn years for the Cowboys to win a goddamn Super Bowl. And they haven't done it. So, it is what it is, you know. I just, yeah. But anyway, back to SEC officiating. What has been a debacle of a season for the SEC officiating so far, and my God, I've never been so mad at watching a Texas game. I'm a Longhorn fan. For those that don't know and are just watching, please subscribe, hit the like, share this to your family, friends. Jerry's on a power trip. You see that? Jerry makes me drink. I'm not drinking alcohol right now, but I should. He needs to go back on fucking Landman is what he needs to do. But the SEC officiating crew, I think they're in on it with Vegas and the mob. They try to protect teams that are investments to the mob, like Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt was down 34-16 with 6 minutes left to play. Tell me why the spread shows 3.5 on the odds for the spread. The final score ended up being 34-31. How is that possible? Like, I get it with the whole Jaden Gilbo miscommunication with his with the safeties, but the 2-point conversion wasn't good, which that infuriated me the most out of this whole entire game. First, it started off with the pass to Emmett Mosley that could have extended the game to 41-16, but it was obviously incomplete. I get that. But what they didn't call was a pass interference on Vanderbilt's corner. And I played corner, so I should know what pass interference looks like, right? So it's okay for a corner to be hit, put the hand on the hip, but the corner cannot. And I had trouble with this as a corner. I know. The corner cannot hold on to the goddamn jersey of the shoulder pad and tug on the receiver's shoulder pad in the jersey. That's an automatic flag. That's an automatic pass interference. That wasn't being called. Yep. Exactly, Irwin. Irwin gets it. Irwin already knows what I'm talking about. So then, Jaden Gilbo gives up a big 65-yard touchdown from Vanderbilt. Diego overrated Pavia. And Vanderbilt goes for 2. This 2-point conversion would put Vanderbilt within 10 points against Texas. And what I saw is what you see underneath the controversial weekend with the Vanderbilt receiver extending his arm out, but the ball did not cross the goal line or hit the goddamn pylon. They reviewed it and they said it was good. Tell me that the mob ain't in on it to put Vanderbilt back in the game, 34-24, right? So then Texas gets a big sack on 3rd down in Vanderbilt's territory, in their own territory, deep in their own territory. And somehow, some way, Vanderbilt gets away with 2 holdings and throws a 17-yard first down. And then they drive down the field and score, which puts Vanderbilt 34-31. Texas is still on top. They kick an onside. They almost get the ball, but the ball slips into the end zone. Later, Irwin. Have a good night, buddy. 34-31. The ball slips. Texas wins. Yada, yada, yada. I'm glad that my Longhorns won. But the score and the outcome did not match what the score was. And not only that, you could sit there and say, well, Texas did collapse in the fourth quarter, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be honest, they kind of did, but at the same token, there was a lot of bullshit involved with it. There was a lot of horrible calls, a lot of officiating calls that left me and my family scratching our heads, going, what in the fuck is going on with this game? And I'm telling you right now, the mob was in on it to make Diego Pavia the Heisman Trophy winner because he's a Heisman contender, and to make Vanderbilt a playoff contender. How much you want to bet that they don't drop Vanderbilt outside the top 15? Or even in the top 13 in that matter? How much you want to bet? I'm about to go on ESPN right now and look at the college football playoff rankings. And if I see Vanderbilt within the top 12, I might lose my goddamn mind in front of y'all. Because this has to stop with this narrative that Vanderbilt is good. When we watched the fucking game ourselves and we saw how Texas dominated all four quarters until the last 6 minutes, because somehow Vanderbilt got into rhythm and was finally able to I can't even think right now. It's frustrating already. But it's absolutely frustrating to see a game that Texas finally showed themselves as this team that is going to look like a complete... They finally played complete football for once. And I don't know. It's very frustrating as a fan of this sport that the integrity of the game has been exposed by horrible officiating. So I just have to throw that out there. And I'm watching the CFP rankings right now on ESPN. I'm actually going to try to put it on here as well. I don't even think I logged in to ESPN on here. If I didn't, fuck it. I don't care. I don't need to. I shouldn't have to anyway. But yeah, that was horrible officiating. And then the Georgia and Florida game came down to the wire. DJ Lagway throws a deep bomb. I forgot who the receiver was that caught that pass. But, and I say caught because it was caught. Okay? That pass was caught. And that's the Florida player underneath that controversial play for the 2-point conversion between Vandy and Texas. Okay, it's not going to let me watch it on the TV because I haven't signed on. Oh, well. But they said it was an incomplete pass for Florida. Even though, hear me out, even though the ball was completed. He completed the ball like this. The ball did not even touch the fucking ground. They called it incomplete, manipulated the entire sequence of that game. Long story short, SEC officiating needs to be investigated. It needs to be looked at. This ain't the first time that the SEC has manipulated its own narrative of who should win games and who should lose games. You know, and it's obviously sad to see teams lose in that manner. And Florida has lost some really close games this season, and that one is a rivalry game, and that has to hurt for the Gators, and I honestly feel bad for those players. But right now they're showing the graphic for the bracket, so that's good. Hopefully we could see who's in the top 25. But I'm just telling you, Vandy is going to be within the top 12, and I'm going to be frustrated. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, which was absolutely crazy to see again. It's crazy. Crazy. What the fuck is going on with Dallas? Before the college football playoff rankings, we'll come back to this subject too. I just want to express my thoughts on last night's game against the Cardinals, where the Cowboys got humiliated once again by the Arizona Cardinals. Did you know that the Cowboys haven't won at home against the Arizona Cardinals since October 30th, 2005? Almost. No, it is 20 years ago. 20 years ago was the last time that Dallas had beaten the Arizona Cardinals at home. And they won 34-13. Arizona absolutely mollywopped the Cowboys last night. And I'm in disbelief. I truly am. I don't understand how America's team could be so bad at football when they have the highest paid roster in all of football. It's got to be... I don't know. I don't know. I can't... It's unfathomable. It's unbelievable. I'm just infuriated with the Cowboys. I'm tired of the Cowboys being mediocre for the last 30 fucking years of my life. It's pathetic. It's truly pathetic watching the Cowboys play. It looks like they're about to announce top 25 teams in the college football playoff rankings. And I swear to God, if OU is ranked ahead of Texas, I'm going to lose my fucking marbles. I am going to lose my shit. Because here's the main reason. Texas has one SEC loss. How many does OU have? 2. So that automatically pushes Texas over Oklahoma. And what's even better is Texas whooped the dog shit out of Oklahoma head to head. 23-6. But yet the AP poll likes to say that Oklahoma's better than Texas. The AP poll's a joke. I don't really care much about the AP poll, but I'm tired of their shit. It's just a bunch of nobodies that fucking don't know shit about football, don't know anything about what you see on the fucking field, and they have no idea what they are looking at. It's been proven. The lady that voted for Florida to jump up 2 spots after losing to USF and dropping USF, I think, 4 spots after beating Florida. She admitted that she did that because she didn't know what she was doing. And she had qualifications to be an AP poll voter. I don't know how. She admitted that she was in the wrong for that. And she didn't know what she was doing. So, why the hell do we have these fucking people who are... I had to choke on my own laughter on that. We have these men and women that have no idea what they're talking about voting on rankings for teams that are trying to be ranked within the top 25. And you wonder why some teams aren't ranked in the top 25? Go ask the AP poll voters. They don't fucking know. They just vote. They just vote their own fucking top 25. If you really look at the top 25 for AP voters, it's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Like, they'll have fucking Alabama at number 1 where Indiana's fucking 6. Like, that makes any fucking sense at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's retarded. It's retarded. Thank God this ain't a children's show, or I'd be fucking castrated for saying that. But CFP rankings have had their criticisms, but at least there's reasons why a certain team is above another team, you know, so they're looking at the 12-team playoff right now. Highest 5 ranked teams are the top 5, and then the highest ranked teams, well, I don't fucking know. CFP Selection Committee rankings. Highest ranked 4 teams are going to host the bowl games, where 5, 6, 7, 8 are going to host at home. We already know this shit. The only difference is there's no automatic bids to conference champions. Hence the last year with Clemson and Boise State. And let's be honest, do we really want to see a group of 5 team in the fucking playoff? I don't. They're going to get fucking mollywopped. Look at what happened to SMU and Boise State. SMU's a... Alright, so Tennessee's number 25 after losing to Oklahoma. Not bad. Pittsburgh is number 24. ACC's kind of garbage, though, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So far, Tennessee's 25, Pittsburgh's 24. And this is the first college football playoff rankings, folks. So pay attention to the CFP. Don't pay attention to the AP or the coaches poll. Those don't mean dick. Number 23 is Washington at 6-2 overall. Washington's been very surprising. Missouri, number 22 in the country. And they are 6-2. And they're still discussing about Missouri. And number 21 is Michigan, who could make a sneaky entrance to the playoffs somehow. And if Missouri beats Texas A&M this weekend, we'll see. It'll be interesting. I have my pick for that game coming up. Once we recap everything and kind of just talk about last week's games and whatnot. So number 20 is Iowa. Ooh, Iowa's ranked. It's about goddamn time they are. They have an offense now. Oregon better pay attention and lock in because Iowa ain't no joke this year. Iowa don't fuck around this year. They're ranked 20th. The Hawkeyes with that iconic bird logo. I love that bird logo, by the way. But yeah, they're 6-2. I think they can make a strong case at some point. USC at 19. You know what? Yeah, that makes sense. SC being at 6-2, ranked 19th. And I'm gonna try to have watch parties for the CFP rankings. Miami is ranked 18th after losing to SMU, an unranked SMU. They're trying to keep Miami alive because Vegas, the mob. A lot of fucking 6-2s. It's kind of why I like the fucking. Damn, Georgia Tech dropped from fucking. What was it, 8 last week to 17? Holy shit. I mean, I get they lost to NC State, but that's a tough environment. Wow, they dropped Vanderbilt to 16. They kept them within the top 15. Or close to the top 15. Louisville doesn't get enough respect, I feel like. They're a damn good ball club. The only loss that they had was against Virginia, who is a damn good ball club. And same thing with Virginia. They don't get enough respect. They're 8-1. Like, Tony Elliott's done a really good job over there at Virginia, and so is Jeff Brom over at Louisville. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a rematch between Virginia and Louisville in the ACC championship. Utah at 13. Oh boy. So Utah is jumping Virginia and Louisville and Georgia Tech. ACC fans are not going to be happy about that. But Utah is hitting at a really good cylinder right now. And you know what's crazy? I wouldn't mind Texas being in the top 10, but I don't really think we deserve that just yet. And I don't think Oklahoma should be ranked ahead of us. But I have a feeling they will. What? Oklahoma at number 12, 7-2. Ranked ahead of Utah, Virginia, and Louisville, and Vandy. So, maybe the CFP understands what I'm saying. And Texas is ranked number 11. How about that? They actually listened to somebody as eloquent as I can say that we are ranked higher than Oklahoma. We should be ranked higher than Oklahoma based off of head-to-head, and also conference record matters. People don't realize this. Conference records matter. And right now, Texas is probably the most dangerous team. I can't really say that. I can't say that yet. I'm not confident in saying that just yet. But we are looking pretty damn good right now. Notre Dame is number 10. I have to agree with that. I have to. I think Notre Dame has had really valid points of being in the top 10. So it makes sense for them to be in the top 10. So Notre Dame is 6-2, number 10 in the country. But that Miami loss is going to hinder them. if Miami keeps losing. But having Jeremiah Love back, Notre Dame's going to be a dangerous, dangerous football team to deal with. And they did beat USC. So, yeah, that's a valid case for Notre Dame, I would say, to be ranked ahead of Texas and Oklahoma and Vanderbilt, Louisville. Number 9, Oregon. Wow. They do not respect Oregon at all. I'm trying to see if I have the same ranking, same top 10 as the committee right now. I swear to God, if they have the same fucking ranking as me, I'm going to be like, you fucking cheaters. Y'all looked at my shit. Hang on just a moment. But yeah, I also did a correct... Oh no, I did not have the same top 10. Because I did not include Notre Dame. I think I had Oregon ranked higher than 9. Here we go. My top 10 was Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Oregon at 7, BYU at 8, Texas Tech at 9, and Virginia at 10. But they got Texas Tech at 8. At 8-1. They're probably going to put Kalani and BYU over. And they do. They have BYU at number 7 and Texas Tech at 8. I think that's fair. Because BYU hasn't been beaten yet. And Texas Tech lost to... fuck it. They just lost to somebody. I can't fucking remember. Ole Miss at 8-1 at number 6, rightfully so. I think that's where I had them. In that, I believe Georgia's going to be at 5. Alabama's going to be at 4. A&M's probably going to be at 3. Indiana at 2, and then Ohio State at 1. Because let's be honest, Ohio State has not lost since the Michigan game last year. So they have full validity of being number 1. And Georgia is number 5 at 7-1. Alabama is number 4 at 7-1. And I believe A&M's going to be number 3. Yep, A&M's number 3. Indiana's probably going to be number 2. And then Ohio State being number 1 because they were the reigning national champions. They're talking about A&M right now. Like, Marcel Reed, honestly, has looked very, very impressive to me. And the defense for A&M is just aggressive as hell. They're mean. They're mean as hell. And they got a mean streak going. And yeah, Indiana at 2, and then Ohio State at number 1. All right, so we got the top 25 rankings. We got our official top 10: Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, Oregon, Notre Dame. And then we look over to the other side, the top 15. We have Texas, Oklahoma, Jesus, who is number 13? I totally forgot now. It'd be nice if y'all could show us the... Okay, so here's what the playoffs would look like. The first 2 out is definitely Texas and Oklahoma. Ohio State is the first seed. Indiana's the second seed, A&M's the third seed, and Alabama's the fourth seed. So this is based off of... This is performance-based, not conference championship. And they're not going to do conference champions anymore. So the next 4 are going to be Georgia at number 5, Ole Miss at 6, BYU at 7, who is a conference leader, and then Texas Tech at 8. And then here's what the matchups will look like. Memphis versus Georgia, Oregon versus Texas Tech, Virginia versus Ole Miss, and Notre Dame versus BYU. So, yeah. I would love to see Notre Dame versus BYU, if I'm being honest. Catholics versus Mormons. Why not? Fuck yeah. But Georgia is gonna be pressured over the next couple of games. I'm telling you right now, because they got Texas, and then they got to worry about Georgia Tech as well. And I really don't understand why they want a fucking group of 5 in that motherfucker. I feel like the group of 5 has to earn fucking respect. Meaning they had to play top quality opponents, not fucking Arkansas. I'm sorry. And I have a lot of respect for Arkansas's program. I really do. But I would love to see Memphis face off against Virginia or fucking Georgia in the regular season, not in the fucking playoff. It's one of those things where I'm just like, can we not put a group of 5 in there? It's just going to be a bye week for somebody. But that's all I have for the fucking top 25 right there. So let's go ahead and talk about last week's games. For college football side of things, I think I got my first I told us so. Huh. I was right about this one right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you TJ's I told us so moments of the week. Sponsored and partnered by KFC. I'm just kidding. SMU. I picked SMU to win against Miami. I thought Miami was going to have trouble against SMU, especially Miami playing outside of Florida for the first time this season. And a lot of people underestimate SMU. I would not underestimate SMU by any means. SMU is one of those teams that you cannot fucking lay down for. And that's what Miami did. They did a questionable thing by taking a knee and forcing overtime, and Carson Beck threw a pick, and SMU won the game. 26-20 in overtime. I called that game. I told us so. Move on. Game number 2, Texas versus Vanderbilt. I broke that game down, but I did pick Texas to win. Then these next 3 games, I got wrong. Like a motherfucker. Navy, absolutely disappointing loss to North Texas. I did pick I picked Navy to win, but North Texas absolutely mollywopped my midshipmen, handing them their first loss, and now they got to face Notre Dame, who is bringing back Jeremiah Love, who is a bruiser, and Navy is in trouble this weekend. 31-17, North Texas wins. Iowa State. I said last week that this was Iowa State's last chance to prove me wrong, or I was going to never pick them again. Well, Iowa State ended up losing 24-19, and Jeff Sims ran 28 times against Iowa State and absolutely brutalized that fucking defense. And, it was a good game. It was just, god dang, bro. Like, I cannot pick Iowa State anymore. Like, I think I'm 1 in fucking 5 picking Iowa State this year. Or whatever. You know, I don't know. They're not a bad team. I just cannot I cannot pick them at all without them losing. So, I'm sorry, Iowa State. You're done for the season for me picking you. I'm picking against you from now on. UNLV. I thought they were going to handle business against New Mexico. New Mexico proved me wrong and beat UNLV. Dan Mullen with a disappointing loss to New Mexico, 40-35. They didn't need Devin Dampierre to win. They are now bowl eligible. From what the record shows, yeah, they're bowl eligible. Texas Tech took on Kansas State. I picked Texas Tech to win, and they dominated, 43-20. Here's the second upset of the week. Georgia Tech took on NC State. NC State beat them 48-36 in Raleigh, North Carolina. Night game in NC State is tough. And Georgia Tech could not handle the heat. They ended up losing their first game of the season. So, Tennessee versus Oklahoma. I was wrong about Oklahoma in this game. I thought Tennessee was going to stop a mud hole in OU, and OU made Tennessee their bitch in that game. It was a good game, though, but my God, Tennessee has to stop with the turnovers. So, good win for Tennessee. Another I told us so. Oh, my God. Here we are again. I told us so. USC would beat Nebraska. 21-17. USC defeats Will Compton's Cornhuskers, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Unfortunately, Dylan Raiola is out for the rest of the season. Patrick Mahomes Jr. is out for the rest of the season. So we might see a crumble of Nebraska. Meanwhile, for USC, they're on the hunt for the Big Ten championship or on the hunt for a college football playoff spot, which would mean both. Last game, Utah absolutely destroyed Cincinnati and exposed Cincinnati for the frauds that they were. The Utes absolutely crushed Cincinnati. I knew Utah was just going to out-physical Cincinnati in this game, but they fucked them up. 45-14 is your final. And I went 5-5 in college football as far as my picks are concerned for my games. But NFL-wise, I did horrible. I went 2-3. But I did call the Bears beating the Bengals, but it was a fucking shootout between Caleb Williams and the fucking grandpa of the NFL, Joe Flacco, who somehow threw over 470 yards in that same shitty offense that Joe Flacco or Joe Burrow plays on, which is weird because Joe Burrow is like sacked like constantly in that game, in these games, but somehow Joe Flacco was just able to get the ball off. Maybe it's a young quarterback problem that we're seeing, that a lot of, or some person that I watch every day, every morning. He goes by the name Jason Brown. He's called this time in and time out again, you know, and young QBs hold on to the fucking ball too long. Plain and simple. Joe Flacco is proving that his generation and back from the past have quicker releases. These quarterbacks today don't have a quick release. They don't have that trigger finger or trigger arm to go fire. They don't have that pop like a Joe Flacco or Peyton Manning or Drew Brees or Tom Brady or Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, Steve Young, John Elway, Fran Tarkenton, Roger the Dodger, Staubach, Bart Starr, Brett Favre. You know, I could list so many quarterbacks. Ken the Snake Stabler, Terry Bradshaw. Like, a lot of these quarterbacks today do not have that zip like a Troy Aikman. You know, and it shows. And Joe Flacco just proved it by throwing over 470 yards. But the Bears ended up winning that game 47-42. Fucking 89 points combined. The Colts took on the Steelers. I picked the Colts to win, but my God, the score is not what it was. You know, it wasn't a close game to where the Colts had a heartbreaking loss, 27-20. No, the Colts got their fucking asses whipped by the Steelers, and Jesus Christ, man, that was an annihilation of unbelievable proportions, you know. And holy fuck, man, that was just intense. It was absolutely diabolical the way that game went for the Colts. They absolutely got curb stomped in that game. What are you doing? Lay down. Silly girl. Is she ready for bed or something? I don't know. Weird dog. But Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers get the dub, but we'll see how they do against the Chargers. Packers took on the Panthers. I thought the Packers had an easy dub, but they played horrific football. And I got to tell you, Panthers are becoming a surprising team, or the Packers just had a really bad football game. And they got a tough opponent coming in to Lambeau Field next week. Or this week as they take on the Eagles this week. So the Chiefs take on the Bills. And let me tell you, I should have remembered that the Chiefs have trouble against the Bills in the regular season, and that this wasn't a playoff game, because the Bills absolutely beat the hell out of the Chiefs. Even though the score's 28-21, the Bills were ready for anything, and they were ready to whoop ass, and they damn sure did. But 28-21, Bills won. I picked the Chiefs. I did not do a good job there. But I did a good job on this next pick, the last pick of last week's top 5 games for me. Seattle Seahawks took on the Washington Commanders, who Jane Daniels had a horrific elbow injury that's a season-ending injury, which sucks. I wish him well. He's on my fantasy team. Unfortunately, he will not be back, I don't think, this season. But, boy, Seattle looks fucking good. My grandpa Jim would be smiling ear to ear. Because, man, let me just say this right now. Woo-hoo! Sam Darnold, I'm glad you got away from the Jets, because, boy, you look good. You look good playing with the Seahawks. So, good job by the Seattle Seahawks as they dominate the Washington transgenders, or the Washington trans names. I mean the Washington football. I mean the Redskins. I mean the Commanders. 38-14. And that concludes last week's recap. But I need to speak on this. And this is something that I need to talk about. You know, I kind of touched up on it a little bit, but Dallas. What in the fuck is going on with the Dallas Cowboys right now? And this has been stemming for the last 29 years. After Super Bowl 30, they have just shit the bed ever since then. Losing to the Panthers in the Panthers' debut season. In the playoffs, fucking 7-9, 7-9, fucking 8-8, fucking having the most expensive roster, but can't even win a Super Bowl, can't even win a wild card, or can't even get into the fucking playoffs. How are you the most expensive roster, right? And can't even get into the fucking playoff? How are you the most expensive roster and you have completely shot the bed this season, 3-5-1? I knew that this season was going to be bad, but oh my God. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. You know, and there's never been a more disappointing season than this season, in my opinion. And let me just clarify something real quick. Defense is fucking garbage. The secondary is garbage. And Dallas is on a bye week this week, so that's good for them, right? Maybe they could touch up a little bit on their defense. Matt Eberflus was the worst hire in Dallas history. I have to say that right now. Why is it that total yards per game is 414? 414.8 yards per game. Are you shitting me right now? Why is it that in passing yards per pass attempt, 8.2 yards. 8.2. And then rushing yards per game. Listen to this. 143 fucking yards. I am telling you right now. This is the worst defense I have ever seen come out of Dallas. If you don't believe me, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this shit. In scoring, the offense for Dallas, 29.2 points per game. Total points per game. The defense gives up 30.8 total points throughout the season. 263 points for the offense. 277 points for the defense. The defense gave away 277 points. Total touchdowns. Get this. 29 touchdowns for Dallas. 333 for the opposition. Or actually 33 for the opposition. 33 touchdowns. Let's actually go through the games, shall we? In the loss against Philadelphia, 24-20. That was a first game I thought we were like, okay, maybe we've gotten things tightened up, actually. Maybe I'm wrong about Dallas. Then we play against the Giants, where fucking Russell Weirdo Wilson threw all over us. But we ended up winning 40-37 because our offense bailed us out. Okay, well, that's a little bit optimism offensively. Defense, I'm kind of worried about. We get to Chicago, in Chicago, against Caleb Williams. 31-14. 31-14 to Caleb Williams and the goddamn Chicago Bears. How? How do we lose to Chicago? And then the following week, we tie against the Green Bay Packers, 40-40. There's a common theme going on here with the defense. Okay, let's move on to the Jets, the worst team in the NFL. We win 37-22. We gave up 22 points against the fucking Jets. Then we travel to Carolina. Defense couldn't stop Bryce Young at all. Or Rico Dowdle that should have stayed in Dallas. But we let him go. And he had a fucking field day against our defense. He whooped our defense's ass. Rico, good for you, buddy. Carolina beat us 30-27. Then we play against the Washington Commanders, which was probably our best performance, but guess what? We gave up 22 points. 44-22. Okay, that's cool. We're fucking back to 500, right? Then we go travel to Denver. 44-24. Where Denver rubbed their fucking nutsack all over Dallas's fucking face. And then we get to last night's game. At home. We haven't won against Arizona at home in 20 fucking years. We lose 27-13. Offense looked like shit. The defense looked like shit. We lost to fucking Jacoby Brissett, a fucking career backup. And Marvin Harrison Jr., who hasn't looked good, finally looked fucking incredible. Put one of our defensive backs on skates. You know, I'm tired of the mediocrity in Dallas. Dallas has become the most mediocre franchise in all of sports. They have. This is disturbing, and Dallas needs to make a change management-wise. Jerry needs to let off the gas pedal with the general manager spot. Hire somebody that's capable of doing that and actually able to push back on him with a lot of things. And let the motherfucking coach! This all started because Jimmy Johnson pushed back on Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones got his little fucking feelings hurt and fired Jimmy Johnson. I'm tired of the bullshit. Barry Switzer didn't win that Super Bowl. That was Jimmy's team. Jimmy built that team from the ground up. Barry didn't win it for Jerry. That was Jimmy's hand-me-down Super Bowl. Super Bowl 30 was. And when I see third down percentage being 52.5 for that defense on Dallas, I just shake my motherfucking head. And I think about Ed Too Tall Jones, Randy White, DeMarcus Ware, Roy Williams, George Teague, you know, Deion Sanders. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the fucking fan base every year saying, "Oh, it's our year. It's our year." Shut the fuck up. It ain't our fucking year until we fucking prove it's our year. Stop saying that shit. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking stupid. Shut the fuck up. And then we get these overpaid prima donnas like CeeDee Lamb who fucking gets paid $28 million just to drop 5 passes a game. 5! I didn't even watch the game and I probably could tell you he dropped 5 passes. Dak Prescott, as much shit as I give him, yeah, he's an overpaid underdeliverer. We have no fucking run game. Our offensive line's shitty. Our fucking tight ends haven't been good since fucking Dalton Schultz, and we kicked him from the curb. Why? I don't know. Ever since he left, our fucking tight end spot has been shit. Then we go on the defensive side where we have that fucking goofball Matt Eberflees taking over, calling defensive plays. That motherfucker needs to leave. He needs to be fired mid-season. And I don't like to call coaches' heads during the season. I think it's unfair and cruel, but goddamn, when is enough enough? When are we, as Dallas Cowboys, and I'm not even a former player, I'm not even a player. I never even reached the college level. But I'm a fucking fan and I actually care about the Cowboys. Unlike these fucking fair weather fans that fucking say, "Oh, it's our year, it's our year, it's our year." I'm fucking tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of you fucking fake ass phony fans that say it's our year, it's our year, it's our year. I don't care if you're trolling about it. I don't give a fuck. But I'm tired of the bullshit. I really am. Enough is enough. And you fucking stat watchers are probably going to say, "Whoa, Dak put up 250 yards against the Cardinals." It's the goddamn Cardinals! What do you expect? The Cardinals are fucking shit! And we lost to them by 10! And it doesn't even feel like we lost by 10. It feels like we got our fucking asses whipped. Miss me with the bullshit. For 30 goddamn years, I've waited. I'm almost 30 years old. I've waited for the Cowboys to show me that they can win a goddamn Super Bowl when I'm alive and not in the fucking womb. I'm tired of the bullshit. I am. Jerry makes me drink. Absolutely. But I'm fucking tired of the goddamn bullshit between the Cowboys management and the Cowboys performance on the field. And everybody's saying, "We need to fire Brad Nine." No. We need to get rid of Uberfleas for one. For two, Jerry needs to let off the gas pedal on things and enjoy his fucking motherfucking life. Go to Landman. You're good at Landman. Go to your fucking yacht. Go to fucking Cancun and go fucking finger blast a fucking broad out there. I don't give a fuck what you do, Jerry. You're a fucking billionaire. You're fucking 80-something years old. You need to be happy for the rest of your life. I'm fucking tired of it. I am. I'm tired of the mediocrity in Dallas. You know, mediocrity is the new excellence in Dallas, and I'm fucking tired of it. I am so sick and tired of it. Like, and I act like I don't give a shit about the NFL, and I act like I don't give a shit about Dallas, but I actually do. I've been a Cowboys fan all my life. I had one period in time where I defected. What wrestling fans call turning heel. And then I came back babyface in 2016. I had a 4-year period where I didn't cheer for the Cowboys. But I came back home, and at least I fucking admit when I'm wrong. And I bandwagoned at that point in time. I bandwagoned to the Ravens because Ray Lewis was my favorite linebacker of all time. And he still is. But god damn it, I'm tired of the Cowboys being a fucking laughingstock in the NFL. I truly am. And Jerry, if you ever get a chance to hear this fucking podcast, ever, stop with the bullshit. Let go. Enjoy your life. Go fuck abroad. I don't care. Go enjoy yourself. Go to Landman. Go fuck around with Billy Bob Thornton. I'm sure he would love to have you back on set because you're a good actor. And what killed me was yesterday you said that we're going to have a surprise in the trade deadline. Who do we get in the trade deadline? Logan Wilson out of Cincinnati. That's the first pickup from the trade deadline. Then we get Quinnen Williams from the Jets. Do you know why I'm upset that we got both of those guys when we could have had Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams on the same roster? I'm not so mad about Quinnen Williams, but he's not the same guy as 3 to 4 years ago. Instead of picking up a guy that could change the defense for Dallas in Sauce Gardner, because I know how good he is, we pick up a guy in Logan Wilson, slow white fucking white boy that is going to be another fucking Zach Thomas. And if y'all don't remember, we picked up Zach Thomas from fucking Miami, and he didn't amount to shit in Dallas. Which is unfortunate because I loved Zach Thomas growing up. I loved watching him play. But he did not pan well in Dallas, and I fear it's going to happen the same way as Logan Wilson. But that was the big surprise, Jerry. That was the big surprise. Was fucking Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams. But yet, our fucking passing yards per game is fucking 254.4. I have no words. And the last time Dallas beat Arizona at home was 20 years ago. Put that into your fucking heads for a second. 20 years ago. Literally 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. By like a couple days. October 30th, 2005 was the last time Dallas beat Arizona. At home. I have no words. I literally have no fucking words. Wow. But let's go ahead and move on to our top 10 college football games of the week, and then top 5 NFL games of the week. Oh yeah, Dallas isn't a part of this week. Let's make that clear. We probably won't see Dallas on here for a while. Maybe ever this season. But we'll see. But let's go ahead and talk about our college football games of the week. Game number 1 is Northwestern number 5 taking on USC, who's 6-2 and number 19 in the country as of now. Due to the fucking college football playoff rankings, which I'm gonna go ahead and line it back up to where, let's see if we can see the fucking, okay, yeah, there we go. They updated everything for me, so good. Thank you, ESPN. The one time I rely on you. But it looks like that the odds have not changed, so that's good on me. Northwestern 5-3 taking on number 19 USC. USC is a 14.5 point favorite. The over and under is 50.5, and the money line is towards Northwestern with a plus 475. Listen, I think USC has too many weapons against Northwestern. It's going to be similar to what happened with USC and Nebraska, but I think USC is a much more talented team than Northwestern. Give me the Trojans to win this one. Let's see. They're only doing top 25. And that's on a Friday. So if y'all want to watch college football on a Friday, that's the game to watch. So, and there's a lot of good games on that Friday. So the next game is also on a Friday. It's an unranked matchup between Tulane, who is 6-2, former Super Bowl champion legend out of Tulane, Sean King. Shout out to Sean King. His team will take on a Memphis team who's favored to be the Group of 5 representative in the college football playoff. They're 8-1 right now. The odds actually dropped since I put it in this morning. They actually got Memphis at a 5.5 point favorite. The over and under is still 55.5, but the money line dropped 5 from when I put it in, with Tulane at plus 170. It's going to be high scoring. I think this one's going to be high scoring. It's going to come down to who has the ball last, what offense is going to make the most mistakes. And I think Memphis handles the ball pretty well. They do also love to cause turnovers too. So I'm picking Memphis to win. No disrespect to Mr. King. Hopefully we can have Sean King on the show at some point. Former Green Wave legend. So I've had interactions with him on X as well. So if you if you don't know who Sean King is, you don't know football. So, game number 3, which is a very interesting game for me. And here's the reason why I say that. Because number 5, Georgia, they're 7-1 right now. They traveled to Starkville, Mississippi to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs, who gave Texas some troubles throughout that game against Texas in Starkville. But Texas ended up coming back, winning that game in overtime, 45-38. But, man, Mississippi State ain't no joke, though. I think Mississippi State is a very, very difficult team to beat in Starkville. But here's the spread. Let me see if they updated it compared to mine, and it looks like it is still the same. The only difference is the money line. They got Georgia at a 7.5 point favorite. Over and under is 57.5, and Mississippi State is a plus 260. I think Georgia is just a better team overall compared to Mississippi State. I got Georgia winning, but don't be surprised if it's a dogfight. No pun intended. I think it's going to be very low scoring. I think it's going to be like a 24-20 type of game. Maybe 27-24 type of game. And I think Georgia's defense is going to bail them out once again. So, give me Georgia to win that game. Number 7, BYU taking on number 8, Texas Tech. Now, this one is very intriguing to me because a lot of people don't respect BYU, and College Game Day is going to be in Lubbock for this game, and Patrick Mahomes is going to be the guest speaker, blah, blah, blah. Don't give a fuck. But, yeah, this is a very interesting game because I don't really necessarily like the spread. I think the spread is really deceiving to me. I think it'll be a much closer game than what the odds say. I think Texas Tech is the better ball club, but I think BYU is a more disciplined football team. But in this case, they're in Lubbock. It's gonna get rowdy. They can't throw tortillas anymore, so thanks to Dion and everybody else that fucking cried about it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, they were being stupid with the tortillas. So, yeah. But I think this could be a good game. So, the only difference I see... No, it's the same. Texas Tech is a 10.5 point favorite, which I don't agree with at all. The over and under is a 52.5, and BYU is a plus 290 money line underdog. I would take BYU plus 10.5 in this game, but I'm picking Texas Tech to win the game. I got the Red Raiders winning. So, yeah. Next game we're going to talk about. Texas A&M. Number 3, Texas A&M. They will square off against number 22, Missouri. And what would be a SEC championship deterring type of game. This is going to dictate how things are going to go in the SEC. Had to bite that real quick. Jesus Christ, my instinct is out there. So A&M 8-0, Missouri 6-2. My question is Pre-Bulla going to come into the game for Missouri? And can he hold on to the ball? Because this Texas A&M defense ain't no joke. They are ruthless. And not only that, A&M's offense is clicking, especially after the way they pummeled LSU last couple weeks ago. A&M has looked sharp throughout these 8 games. But can A&M hold on to that success? In this case, I think they can. Give me A&M to go 9-0 against Missouri. And A&M is a 6.5-point favorite, which that did not change. The over and under did change by 1. It was at 47.5. Now it's at 48.5. And Missouri is still a plus 225 underdog on the money line. So, yeah, give me A&M to win that game. Oregon travels to Des Moines, Iowa to take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. This is a very, very intriguing game. Number 9 Oregon, number 20 Iowa. Iowa's 6-2, but they are mean as hell. Oregon is 7-1, but they are compromised. This is a game where I am looking at what's going to happen between Iowa's offense and Oregon's offense. Can Oregon's QB, Dante Moore, pull out a good game? I personally think he can. The odds have Oregon as a 6.5-point favorite. I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that. The over and under is 40.5, and the money line is Iowa plus 195. I don't think Oregon's really that good on the road. I don't know. I'm having second thoughts about my pick. I did pick Oregon to win. Fuck it. Let's do it. Give me the Hawkeyes to upset Oregon this week. I think they could do it. I think they have the team to do it over in Iowa. Give me the Hawkeyes to win. Arizona will host Kansas. Which team will reach bowl eligibility and possibly a top 25 spot for Arizona? For Kansas, they're just fighting for bowl eligibility. Arizona is a 4.5-point favorite. Over and under is 56.5. And KU is a plus 155 money line dog. I like this game. I like this matchup. Noah Fafita versus Jalen Daniels. This is going to be a fun one to watch, I think. But I am going to stick with the Wildcats, and I'm going with Arizona to win. They came off of a big win against Colorado in Colorado's homecoming, so. And they looked fucking hype after that game. They sang a fight song, by the way, so. Something that Colorado doesn't do anymore. Wake Forest. They travel to take on Virginia, a team that's in the top 15. Virginia, number 14. Wake Forest, 5-3, unranked, looking to pull off an upset. I think Wake Forest can give Virginia some fits, but I don't know. Virginia's tough this year, and like I said, Tony Elliott has done a really good job this season. And I'm going with Virginia winning this game. They're 6.5-point favorites. Over and under is 47.5. Wake Forest is a plus 210 underdog. Yeah, I'm sticking with Virginia. They're a lot better than what people thought. They look good. They just look like they love football. So yeah, I'm going with Virginia. Cal taking on Louisville across the pond. Louisville, oh my God. they're 20.5 favorites. The over and under is a 50.5, and Cal for the money line is plus 900. That is massive. And this is the reason why I picked Cal and Louisville in the first place. I don't think Louisville is bad at all. I think they're really good, but I don't think they're 20.5 point favorites against Cal. So I would pick Cal for the plus 20.5, but I'm going with Louisville to win. I really like Miller Moss. I think he's a very good quarterback in that system, in Jeff Brom's system. And, man, they look fucking phenomenal playing football right now. And the last game, the modern-day big-time rivalry, I would say, LSU taking on number 4 Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Which, shout out to 6-0 Academy. Matt McChesney and his recruits are going to be visiting down to Alabama to get offers from Kalen DeBoer and the Crimson Tide. And let me just say this. Ever since that rant I had about Alabama, they have looked fucking sharp. Alabama has. Maybe except for South Carolina, but man, they have looked really, really good. Meanwhile, LSU is going through their divorce with their head coach, Brian Kelly. Scott Woodard, their, what was he, the AD? I can't remember. And I hear they're getting rid of their president too or something like that. But anyway, Alabama's a 10.5 point favorite. The over and under is 49.5. LSU is a plus 300 money line dog. I like Alabama in this game, especially in Tuscaloosa at night. Give me Alabama to win this game. I think Alabama's gonna win this game outright. And of course, Notre Dame versus Navy. The money line is plus 1,500 for Navy, and the spread, Navy plus 26.5. Good God Almighty. That came out of nowhere. Yeah, Navy's gonna fucking die out there. But yeah, that's all I got for the college football picks. Now I'm going to go to the NFL with my top 5 picks. Which, by the way, I like Jacksonville's pickup with Jacoby Myers. I thought that was a hell of a pickup by Jacksonville by getting Jacoby Myers. Let's go ahead and talk about the games that I picked up. Game number 1, I had the Falcons traveling to Berlin along with the Colts to face the Indianapolis Colts. That's going to be 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time or Central Time, whatever the fuck, on a Sunday. And they'll be playing in Berlin. Right. Indianapolis is a 6.5 point favorite. By the way, the spread that you see on the screen is not the spread now. Everything changes within fucking 12 hours or so. So, as far as odds and spreads and shit. So, yeah, Indianapolis 6.5 point favorite. Over and under is 48.5. And money line Atlanta is plus 215. I got the Colts. They had a bad game against the Steelers, but as much as I love Bijan Robinson, or Bijan, or however you want to say his name now, former Longhorn alum, The Colts are going to fucking mud stomp Atlanta in this game. Game number 2, I almost picked the Ravens and Vikings game, but there were better games, and I fucking picked the Ravens over the Vikings. But Patriots at Buccaneers. This is probably game of the week for me. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs are favored by 2.5. The over and under is 48.5, and New England money line plus 125. If Bucky Irving isn't in for Tampa Bay, then the Patriots are winning, in my opinion. And it doesn't seem like that Bucky Irving is coming back this week. So I'm going to go with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are the most underrated team in the NFL right now, especially with the way Drake May's playing and how that defense is operating under Mike Vrabel. And year 1, Mike Vrabel. Wow. What an outstanding job by him so far. But that'll be on noon on CBS. Game number 3 that I picked. The Los Angeles Rams take on the San Francisco 49ers. The Rams are 6-2. The 49ers are 6-3. NFC West showdown. Rams are 3.5-point favorites. The over and under is 50.5. And the 49ers are plus 165 dogs. I got the Rams winning this game. Matthew Stafford's playing at an MVP caliber level. He might win the MVP this year. Especially the way he's been throwing the fucking football. It's been really good. So, give me the Rams. Steelers at Chargers. Sunday night. Live on NBC and Peacock. Chargers are 2.5-point favorites. The over and under is 44.5. Pittsburgh is plus 125. I think the Steelers are the most inconsistent football team in the NFL. Give me the fucking Chargers to win this game. I think the Chargers play really well during prime time. So, give me the Chargers. And last but not least, the Packers host the Philadelphia Eagles at home, live on ESPN or ABC. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites. Over and under is 44.5. Philadelphia is a plus 115 dog. I really like Green Bay in this matchup. I think Green Bay just had a really bad game against Carolina. And Philly is over fucking rated and overhyped. So give me the goddamn Green Bay Packers over the Philadelphia Eagles. And that is the show. What a show it's been. I ranted about the SEC officials. And I ranted about the goddamn Cowboys. I might as well say that from now on. The goddamn Cowboys. Because they've been nothing but disappointments to me. So, thank you guys for watching. Tune in next Thursday as I will talk about the updated college football top 25 college football playoff rankings. And then we'll recap what happened over the weekend. What surprises, what upsets, like the Houston and West Virginia upset was crazy. West Virginia beating Houston's ass in Houston was crazy to me. I can't believe I didn't talk about that. I probably forgot to mention that. But anyway, what a show it's been. And we had some interactions early on, but everybody just wanted to listen to me talk at the end. So, thank you guys for watching. Tune in next Thursday. It's going to be a hell of a show. And I will see you then. Goodbye. Mwah. Good night. Bang.